Alrighty, I believe we are live. Okay, welcome everyone. I just wanted to pop on tonight and share a little something I've been working on. And This is not going to be mud flood research related. Um, so we'll do that another time, maybe tomorrow, time permitting. Um, but I've got a little something different for you tonight. Um, I'm going to go ahead and get to the point because I'm long winded. I like telling a story, but most of the internet has the attention span of a fucking gnat. So I'll just go ahead and get to the point and tell you what I'm doing here tonight. And then you can mosey on and go watch something else, or you can listen to the long version, which I'll present after the short version. The short version is that I have been working on digitizing my personal notes. And I have, over the last 15 and a half years of awakening, taken thousands and thousands of pages of notes. And I am now digitizing those and putting them into PDF form and releasing them for those that would like to read that. Um, so that's the basic nuts and bolts of it. The link is in the description, and I will be digitizing each notebook. And once I get one done, it takes a while. Then I will make some sort of announcement and release a new notebook. I don't know how many notebooks there are, but there's thousands of pages. It takes quite a bit of effort to digitize them. So, that being the short version, the short attention span folk can mosey on down the road. To be honest with you, that's really not my audience, anyways. I'm long winded. I think that the art of telling a story is dying, and so I try to give um, as much information when I speak as possible in order to share everything in a more a deeper light. Hey hippie, how you doing? So, uh, long version. Okay, so I've talked about this before. When I had my awakening in 2000, January of 2008, it was a very quick awakening. Um, Within 2 weeks, I went from being a sheeple to being very awake in a 2 week period of time. It was very much akin to the movie The Matrix, where Neo lies back in the chair. They jack into his, the back of his head and download jujitsu. Um, it was that quick. I learned the nuts and bolts of what's going on in our world very quickly, and it was very overwhelming. It was a very hard experience because it was finding out that your life flipped upside down. After 2 weeks, I decided to sell everything I had, start over, and live in a tent. And I wanted to focus on my research. And this was a complete 360 from the life that I was living. And that's what I did. So for the next year, I lived in a tent. After a year of living in a tent, I realized this wasn't going to work for me. It was way too hard living in a tent. Not the actual living in a tent, but it is very difficult to live in a tent in today's day and age. There's too many fucking laws that make it very difficult to do that. Um, just one is the homestead law, where you have to move every 2 weeks and you can't come back to the same campsite for 30 days. And so that was very taxing on me. So after a year of doing that, I just couldn't take it anymore. So then I found a small place, and I've been here ever since. Now that being said, from 2000 January 2008 until January of 2013, I spent my life full time, and I don't just mean 40 hours a week. I didn't sleep much, and I studied from 2008 to 2013 every every chance I got. I mean, it was I read and read and read and watched documentary, what listened to hours and hours and hours and hours of radio, coast to coast, Alex Jones, other programs. I would be listening to radio and reading a book. I was reading 5 books at a time. I'd read a chapter, then read another chapter of another book, and I had them stacked up in my lap. And that's what I did from 2008 to 2013. In 2013, it became necessary to go to work. I needed funds. And so I put down the books. I put down the research halfway. I cut back halfway. So I would work during the day, and that night I would research. And then from in that lasted about 6 months, and that just went sour. I was working for a guy who was a real nightmare, to say the least. Finally, um, he owed me $1,000. I said, "Look, you just keep $1,000. Don't ever come back." He had to go. He was just a nightmare. That's a whole nother story. So then I started doing handyman work. And in the process of doing that, I've told the story before. One of my customers bought me a laptop computer for the purpose of uh, putting into text, Word, my notes. And so I started doing that. And in the process of doing that, I found that that is just an overwhelming task. It's just too much. And so I put it down again. And just recently, I decided that what I would do is I would just digitize them with a scanner and release them as is. Now, to explain what these are, um, I have a very extensive book collection. This is not my book collection behind me, but this is what my bookshelf looks like. It's very large, and this is just one of them. I went into Barnes and Noble in 2008 and purchased. Walked out with 4 hand carts, dollies of boxes of books stacked to the top of books. And I went to the bookstore a lot and bought a lot of books. People would give me books. So I have a lot of books. I've read over 1,000 books. And I know that sounds like, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. But see, you have to understand that I really did read these books. I read a lot of books, and I read many of them, probably, close to 800 to 1,000 of them, 3 to 4 times each because they were so important and so good. And now that sounds impossible. We have to understand I was doing this full time. This was my life, my job. I did this full time. And it's possible. when you dedicate your life to something full time, that's very possible. And so that's what I did. And then about the third time reading through a lot of these books, I started realizing that the information was so overwhelming that I needed to start collating some of these ideas. Um, and I didn't really understand why or what the point was. I guess part of the point was that if we had a grid down situation, it would be a quicker way for people, instead of people reading 1,000 books, that they could go and read these notes. I don't know what I was doing. It was just a way of collating what I was learning. And so the books were on everything from spirituality to quantum physics to conspiracy theories, to history, to politics, to religion, to whatever. Okay, they were broad spectrum. And so, I would be reading, and writing notes. And I never did finish making all the notes of all the books, but I made a very large dent in it. So there, I have thousands of pages of notes. Now I don't know what the point is. This now I'll share with you um, what I'm talking about, so you can see. Um, Let me make sure we're, yeah, that's fine. Um, this is the cover of the first book that I started making notes into. Um, and this is how it will look in the PDF file, and in the books. I have for important quotes. I have done an index of the quotes, and that's just something I wrote on the day that I started writing these notes here. But anyways, there's um, quotes from just anybody, you know, Jim Tucker, George Bush, Henry Kissinger, Prince Philip, Aldous Huxley, Ray Kurzweil, Bertrand Russell, Jordan Maxwell, Thomas Paine, Franklin Roosevelt, George Carlin, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, David Ray Griffin. I mean, it's just Woodrow Wilson. It's just on and on. I wrote down any Adolf Hitler. I mean, anything and everything that I felt was important or interesting or would help me develop a better thinking or an understanding. I wrote down Edgar Casey, Manly P. Hall, um, David Icke, Hunter S. Thompson. It's just on and on. George Orwell, just Donald Rumsfeld, Martin Luther King Jr., Muhammad Ali, Patrick Henry. It's just on and on and on. Frank Lloyd Wright. It's just on and on. Now, my handwriting is fucking atrocious. It is. So that's the reason I wanted to write it into text, into Word, but it's just impossible. It's just too much work. I've tried it. You can see the little check marks here. This is where I had started to write it into text, and it's just overwhelming. This right here is just, I went through the movies Matrix 1, Matrix 2, and Matrix 3 and wrote up my notes of what I felt was important from the movie. It's like a cliff notes to the movie. I went through the entire book 1984 and wrote down every single sentence of 1984 that I felt was important. At Adam Weishaupt, John F. Kennedy. It goes on and on and on. There's definitions, despotism, Illuminati. I mean, it's on and on and on. This is how I got to where I am today. Now, there is no mud flood, there is no flat earth, because I had not awakened to those pieces of research yet. Um, there's Matrix Reloaded, Robert McNamara, Lyndon B. Johnson. It just goes on and on. T.S. Eliot, executive orders, anything and everything that I found interesting, I wrote down. Carol Quigley. It's just every single thing for, I wrote down everything. Now, it may sound like a bunch of bullshit that a man could read that much, but you cannot make as many notes as I did and not read that much. So I'm putting my notes where my mouth is. It's going to take some time to put this together, to get all the notes digitized, and as I get them digitized, I'll make some sort of release. Um, I don't know who needs to see this. I don't know if anybody's going to care. It doesn't matter. This is just my way of um, documenting my journey. Um, a lot of people, deep researchers, they're going to want to read the books, but then, people that are, they want like a more condensed version. Well, this is going to be it. I mean, there's a lot going to be there. You're going to find answers to a lot of your questions about life, about God, about how the world works, because I wrote it down. And it's going to be a journey for you as well. Um, like I said, my handwriting's atrocious. It always has been. I never intended for others to read this. That wasn't the point. Um, I don't know what I was doing when I had so much information coming in that I needed an outlet. I needed somewhere to channel that information, um, to make it, to kind of collate it. And so this is my way of doing that. So, you know, I, I don't know what this will help do. I don't know what it'll do. I just know that you know we're on this earth for, not forever. You know what I mean? So I want to. If I was to, let me put it this way: if I was to kill over tomorrow, okay, and I wanted to leave the most important thing that I think I could leave to humanity, it would be these notes. Not the videos I've made, not the live streams, not the research. These notes are to me more important than any of the shit I've done on YouTube. The mud flood research is just, where I'm at now. But this is where I came from. So I don't know what it's gonna do for others, or if it'll do anything at all. Um, Time will tell. Um, if you have any questions, ask. This video will be up here. I guess you can ask your questions, and you can, shoot an email, or I don't know. It's there. It's available. It's free. Um, it's free. That there. This isn't, any there. I'm not trying to make any money here, so it's free. Take it. It's yours. I spent innumerable hours coming to these notes. you know, it's my hand today still hurts from using the mouse and uh, writing these notes. I still have pain in my hand from it. So, you know, it is what it, it is what it is, I guess. Yes, I think my hand, hey, Hippie, I think my handwriting's absolutely atrocious. I really, I used to, teachers in school would just give me hell because my handwriting was so bad. I just never had, I never had the hand of a good handwriter. I would try so hard and it just, I write very fast. I write, I just, and, you know, just so be kind, if there's misspelled words, you got to understand, I've got a book. I made a little thing I could put the book on, and it would hold the book, and I could have the notes, and I'd write the notes, and I'd be like, going back and forth. And now another thing, I should share. Let me show you. Tell you what, I'll show you book, volume two. I'm calling it volume one, volume two, volume three. I don't know. I don't. There's not really a better name for this thing. I called it Journey to Beags because this is where I started from, and this is, the basis of, who I became today. I don't know who I'll be tomorrow, but um, okay. So this is volume two, um, and you can see it's got the inventory. That, I there's even quotes that I made in here. You'll see them here and there, but let's see. I wanted to show you. See, there's one from Neil Donald Walsh, but I'm trying to find. Let's see. Let me. There we go. Okay, if you'll note right here, um, from the mind of a madman, um, these little asterisks on the sides here, um, are my way. When you see stuff like asterisks on the sides and underline words, that's like the primo shit, the most important. um Abby Hoffman, chaos is mightier than the sword. um when you see it underlined or asterisks, sometimes you'll see even like it'll be like highlighted, or like there'll be, if you see extra, like I'll underline in it, inside job, talking about 9/11, it's when you see like extra things, it means it's important. That I felt like it was more important than, um you know, see this right here, and then like double underline stuff, like, I was just trying to highlight it. um so you'll see a lot of that. See there's right there. Here's the thing, talking about from Albert Pike, talking about the First World War, Second World War, and the Third World War. I mean, this is like Don Juan. Anyways, that's something that's important. That way you can see, more important stuff is kind of highlighted in a way. A lot of times I did highlight it. You have to understand, at the time I had um I would burn through pens like crazy. Sometimes I had to write in pencil because that's all I had, because I would burn through all the pens. I didn't have any pens. I'd have to wait to get more pens. I'd have to write in pencil. And sometimes I didn't have, I'd run out of highlighters, and it was sometimes I didn't have enough paper. It was just, then I got to where like I started getting these big thick notebooks, and I would get blank paper and I would write front and back on the blank paper. It it is what it is. I don't, it's yours for the enjoyment. If you have any inclination, um, I've it was very enjoyable to me to go down all these rabbit holes and into all these books and learn as much as I did. I can't share with you people what I know. It's too much. And then you got the problem of the pearls before swine. I learned a long time ago that you can't that's that saying is very true. You don't cast pearls before swine. If you A lot of people are not ready to hear things. And if they're not ready, they'll fight you tooth and nail. And it's not worth arguing with them because they're just, they haven't had that awakening to that, whatever it is. And so you're talking to a brick wall. This is not for people trying to awaken. This is for people that are awake and are looking for information, looking for knowledge. And maybe with that knowledge, maybe you'll find something akin to wisdom. I mean, there are really no wise men. I mean, once you were, if you were to become an actual wise man, you would really realize, the realization would be that you really don't know shit. So all the knowledge brings you to is that you don't know anything. Kind of counterintuitive, but it is what it is. So I this is for people that are really looking, really wanting to know. Not it's not for people that are questioning. Um, just want to ninny it to death. I'm not interested in your opinion on this. It's not open for debate on an opinion. It's just my notes. It is what it is, and it goes deep, very fucking deep. I mean, we're talking esoteric level shit here. You're going to find um, some of the answers that you've been looking for in these notes somewhere, and they're not in any particular order. You have to understand that I didn't like go, okay, I've got to start here and I've got to go here, 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 here. No, 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 no. I just started taking notes one day, and it was just whatever I was reading at the time, and then it progressed, and it there is no order. It is there's absolutely no order to there's no method to this madness. So it like there's I don't even know what book it is, but there's like 1984 is my favorite book of all time, um, for literature, and for knowledge of how our world works when it comes to politics and the the theory of the controllers. It is my favorite book, um, and so I went through that book with a fine tooth comb and wrote down every single. I took out all the fluff. So basically, if you take 1984, my copy's about that big, but it also includes that old form. I actually have a bunch of copies, but I have this habit of buying books at like thrift stores or whatever, like classic important books that I see, like, oh, look, there's such and such. Oh, let me grab that. And you pay 50 cents, 25 cents, whatever for it. And I'll just store them up for people later that, you know, and I'll give them a book. Hey, have you ever read this? Yeah, I do that. And I don't know, it's like a gifting thing. And so I give out books to people, important people, not not just any jackass, but when somebody's really, I see that spark in their eye, I'll give them a book. I mean, it's just kind of something I do. I'm not as much of an asshole as people think I am, only on TV. Hey, Orphan Annie, what's up, girl? Hey, Maggot. D Dika. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. September 26th. What's up? Hope y'all doing okay tonight. In case you are late to the show, which most of you are, and there will be spankings provided. The short version is that I am starting to release. I am digitizing my notes from my years of research, pre Flat Earth and Mud Flood. So this is my research from 2008 to 2013. Probably later. That was my main book reading, deep diving books. But these book 1 and book 2 have been digitized. The link is in the description. It's a download, and you can see what old Biggs was reading. And there's literally thousands of pages of notes. I don't know how many pages. It's a lot. There's a box behind me that's just, it's kind of scary to look at, because I know I now have to go page by page and digitize them. I've got a new scanner. That was another reason I've taken so long to do this, because I had a scanner and I could not get it to. I don't know what the hell was wrong with it. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't work. So, anyways, I broke down and just got me a new scanner. I said I got tired of trying to fight the damn thing. So now we got one that works. It's holding up pretty good so far. It'll probably be dead by the time I get done. That's okay. It's just technology. But I'm putting this out for somebody may need it. Somebody may find it helpful. It may help you awake to the world around you, to the universe, to see, what's really going on. It is very esoteric. It is very deep, very, very philosophical, very informative. It just ranges from everything to politics, to spirituality, to religion, to science, to quantum physics, whatever. It's everything I studied from that time. Does not include flat earth or mud flood, because I didn't wake up till much later. But I got to where I am today in my thinking, in my research, because of the thousands of books that I read. Now, I don't know how many books I've read. It's a lot. It's in the thousands. Okay. But obviously you read some books and you don't need to read them again. They're okay. It was good. It was interesting, but it's not, I don't need to see that again. But others, like, Manly P. Hall, Secret Teachings of All Ages. But I got to read that 4 times, and then I got to take notes on every single fucking thing in that book that's important to me, that I find interesting, that I think could, that I wrote it all down. You will see. I know I've said this many times that I've read a lot of fucking books, and I know nobody believes me. Believe me, I know. I can't see you guys' eyes when I say this online, but in real life, when I tell people this, you can see that kind of blank stare in their eye. I don't know, the pupils disappear from the eyes. You know what I'm talking about? That look, they like you can tell they've just exited their body. Dumbass has left the building or left the body. That look. Well, that's what I get every time that I say that I've read thousands of books. But see, now you're gonna see that it's undeniable. You cannot. You have to read to make these notes. Now, these aren't just me writing down stuff. Okay. When you start reading this, you're going to realize, fuck, this motherfucker read some fucking books. Okay. Proof's in the fucking pudding, okay? Proof's in the pudding. I got all kinds of shit. Let's see. What is this? I don't even know what this is. Let's see what this is. I got a freaking piece of paper hanging out. Oh, how to 3D print a gun. There you go. Learn you something new every day. I don't even know. I got diagrams. I got, you know, sometimes I would make diagrams to. I've got I probably should do something about my. I've got a list of sun gods of my sun god research. It's written on a whiteboard over here, but it's I don't think I could. I will probably have to redo it somehow. I should release that. I should. There's a piece of plywood back there that there was sometimes it's not as much the words as it is the imagery. So I drew it out on a big piece of plywood. I don't even know if it's legible anymore, but I don't know. There's so many ways I've tried to document what I've learned over the years, and I've put this stuff aside because of the mud flood research. But I need to get it. I need to put it out into the universe. Let the ether take it. And you know, it's not there for anyone to judge or to give their opinion on. It's your opinion doesn't matter. To me, I mean, you might have your own opinion of it, but it's look, it is what it is. These are my fucking notes. It's not about agreeing or disagreeing. It's just this is interesting. Write it down. This is important. Write it down. Wow, that's cool. Write it down. Wow, that really means something. Write it down. I wrote it all fucking down. Thousands and thousands of pages. So I'm going to get this out. I'm going to try to get it out as fast as I can. I don't know how long it will take to get each one out, but I hope that I hope it means something to somebody, and it may mean nothing to nobody. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I want my original. I was talking about it earlier, but my original plan was to type it up like in Word, and I tried that, and it was just overwhelming. It's just too much. If I was like a million word a minute typer, maybe, but I'm not. And then it's like I have bad handwriting. Excuse my handwriting. I have chicken scratch for handwriting. I'm sorry about that, folks. I never intended to do this. I probably should have thought about that. And even if I had thought about it, I still have bad handwriting. So I don't know what the hell to do about that. I even I've considered very hard about creating a channel where I just read the notes. And I'm still not against that. I don't know if that's even a good idea or not. Maybe you have an opinion on that. Your opinion would be welcome to hear on that. I don't know. I don't know if it would even be interesting to listen to, you know, I don't know. It'd be kind of like listening to someone read it's like be jumping around a book. I don't know if it'd be interesting or not. It is what it is. I'm happy to present it to you, to the people, to you guys. It's free. No, there's no charge. It's free. You know, truth is free, y'all. To me, it's free. I don't I don't really think that. I don't know. I don't really see why truth has to have a price tag, but I mean, you know, it works for some people. For me, it just I just don't put any emphasis on it. So, anyways, I hope you guys can find something. Hey, Andrea, how you doing? Okay. No, I don't. No, no. I and I don't plan on publish in a book form, and I don't think I can publish a book form because it's me quoting word for word other people's um in words. It's like it's you know, it could be a quote out of a book. It could be a paragraph out of a book. It could be multiple paragraphs out of a book. I don't think I could publish it. You know what I mean? I don't think I don't think that would be legal. Um, uh, and that's okay. I'm not I'm not that's not it to be published in a book form. I think it would need to be even, you know, put into text form. Anyways, I don't think it would be. I don't think in this form it's worth. I don't think it would work. I don't think so. So no, I guess the answer is no. The only thing I may do in the future is read it, but I think that's based on if it's interesting enough for people. I'll let me see the feedback and see if anybody even finds this interesting or worthwhile. Because see, if I do it in audio form where I read it, it wouldn't just be me. I wouldn't just read it. I would want to talk about it. I would want to read some and talk some and read some and talk some. And it would take me forever to get to the end of it. But that would be what would it be? Because there's no way I could read this stuff and not give my commentary, give my thoughts, or put this with that. Another thing you'll see is you'll see notes on prescriptions, awakening prescriptions in there. If you see that, those are there's things that I found in my research that I found were very helpful um, in understanding how awakening works. And so when you see awakening prescriptions or prescriptions, what that means is that when people would be having an experience in their life, and I'm thinking, wow, that's the universe trying to wake their dumb ass up, they need to hear some words of encouragement about this. I would go look into my prescriptions and I would write down the ones that I felt pertained to what their situation was. And I would just hand them a piece of paper and say, hey, you might want to read this. And so that's what that is. When you see prescriptions, that is what I'm talking about. So it'll be interesting to see, if anyone finds this interesting. Um, I don't know. I'm just putting it out there, and I'm gonna see if it helps. If it doesn't help, I'm gonna finish that. I'm gonna finish this regardless of what y'all think or say or do. That's not the point. I'm gonna get it all digitized because it's important to me. That it goes out into the universe because there's no if I were to fall off the planet, okay, I there's no guarantee that these books will ever see the light of day. They'll probably see a trash bin. You know what I mean? Because people don't appreciate these things, at least around me. I mean, everybody around me is dumb as a goddamn brick. Okay, they're just they're just asleep. They're sleeping, and so I don't expect anyone around me to take up that stack of books and be like, oh boy, this is good stuff, man. We got to get this down to go get the people. The people got to read this. No, I don't expect that to happen at all. But I know some of you guys, gals, and ladies and gentlemen, might have some interest in it and might get something out of it. and I hope you do. Um, it will make my hand and its pain from writing all this shit down worthwhile. Um, so I hope it helps. I'm trying to read your comments this here. Make friends. Yeah, talking about Andre, talking about can't make friends with normies anymore. I am to the point that I literally just don't talk to them. I can't stand them. It's not that I hate them. I just there's no fucking point. They don't. They're so asleep. They don't. Every conversation's like, "How's the weather? Did you see the game? Did you hear what Rush Limbaugh said?" And he did. I don't know, but it was. It's just the same regurgitated conversation over and over and over again, and it's just I don't even bother with them. I don't even bother. It's not worth even talking to these people anymore. It's a waste of it's a waste of your breath, of your time, of your energy. it's just it's just a waste of time. They for the most part, 90% of what comes out of their mouth is just nothing. And so I you'll find, and I'm not telling you don't talk to the normies. I'm telling you you're not going to talk to them. Eventually you're going to get to a point where you're going to. At first you'll try. I tried that for a long time. I tried to deal. See, I spent my first, I don't even know how many years, but I spent the first, let's say, half of my awakening trying to help the less fortunate and the downtrodden and the drug addicts and the uh, alcoholics and the crazies. No, I mean literal crazy people. Like trying to help them awaken, because my thought process was that if I can help the lowest of the low, the worst of the worst, that when it comes to helping regular folk, it'll be nothing. It'll be easy. But what I found is that it's a waste of time. That some people are just not worth it. They're 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 never gonna wake up. That's just the way it is. And so over time, I've realized that I'm not saying that not to help people that are less fortunate, or that look, if there's someone that needs help, that they're willing to if they really need help, and they're willing to help themselves, you know what I mean? They just need help. They need to. I'll bend over backwards for you, but when I've tried to like sit there and read entire books to people. Like there was these. I'm remembering this now. There years ago there was these girls that lived next door that I would read to them because they were like, "Can you read to us?" And I'd read to them, and what I realized was that what they were doing was they would enjoy me reading to them because it would help them fall asleep. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. There was a blind boy that lived down the road, and I had I read an entire, I forget what book. I read an entire book to him. Just sat he just sat there and listened. But I mean, it's I spent a lot of time trying to help the less fortunate people of the world, casting pearls before swine, and it literally does no good. So now I've tried to consolidate a little bit to help people that are wanting to find answers that are maybe not awake but are trying to awake. They're at least trying to pull their head out of their keister. That's what I'm trying um, to do now. But this is something special to me, and for what it's worth, and for those of you that say, "How we know them books exist?" Well, they're right here. Okay, right there. That's book one. Okay, I mean they're real. They're real. Okay, absolutely real. Handwritten, and I hope they help. So it is what it is. Hope you guys are doing okay tonight. John Levy helps you fall asleep. I have to listen to Levy on fast forward. I can't. He talks. I my literally my mind thinks so fast that when I listen to him, I feel like I'm like I feel like I'm almost going to say his next word for him. So I have to put it on fast forward. So it's and the problem is you can't. You have to put it on. I want to listen on two times speed, but the problem is when it's on two times speed, you miss words. It messes it up like where it doesn't sound right. So I have to listen on 1.5, 1.5 times speed, which is really not fast enough. Really, 1.75 times would be the best, but they don't have that feature on YouTube, I don't think. Anyways, but yeah, I gotta speed up. He talks too slow. I can't. I got that. I my brain thinks, and I kind of annoy people like in person because I'll be talking to somebody and like they'll be trying to explain something to me and I'll finish their sentence because it's like get to the fucking point. I already know what you're saying, and they're like, but they want to draw it out, but it's like good God. And then as an empath, a lot of times it's like I know what they'll be trying to explain something, and because I'm an empath, I'll understand what they're trying to say before they've gotten to the point, and I'll give them the point, and then you can see that spark go in their head, but it's like, wait a minute, how does he know that? And then they'll try to change it, try to change what they're going to say, but it doesn't work because you already know. It's kind of funny, but let's see. Uh, da, 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 da. You're an empath too, Andrea? When did you learn you were an empath? I didn't learn until I was until 2019, I think. Um, but I knew from high school age that there was something going on that I didn't understand. Um, had no idea. It took me a long time. Took me a long time to understand that, and it was very aggravating because if you're an empath is a weird thing because if you're an empath, you understand what that means. If you're not an empath, you don't understand, and it can't really be explained to you because the explanation doesn't make any sense. Um, and that's like I think one way you know you're an empath is when you hear the explanation of an empath, and you're like, oh, well, that explains me a lot. um, and it's a very complicated thing. Um, and there's no way to describe. It's kind of like taking a little bit of each kind of superpower and putting it into one superpower. You don't have the full capabilities of being a psychic, but you have some of that. You have these different different talents. You have some of it, not all of it, but then it creates this whole different thing. and it's very complicated, and it's very it can be very trying. It is not easy being an empath, but there's a purpose to it, and it's important. Empaths are important to our world because they can help a lot of people um, through the things that are coming. You knew since you were a child, felt it. I didn't. I can't remember feeling it earlier, but I knew in high school something. I know now I was experiencing in high school. Um, it's just a weird thing. Um, let's see. I don't know about the left eye dominant thing. I don't know. I have a stigmatism in one of my eyes, but I don't remember which one. Um, I don't know. It's I'm trying to read back, trying to figure out what we're talking about here. Um, yeah, I can feel like when I walk into a room, I can feel the energy immediately of if there's something going on out of the ordinary or something important or something bad or um, something good. I can feel the energy when I walk into a room, of, you know, even if it's just a room of one. And I can when I meet people, like I can sense like people's what their mood like. There's people and people that I know really well. Like there are people that I won't even. I can sense their mood before they even open their damn mouth, and I won't even talk to them because I know they're in such a bad mood that they're gonna fly off the handle. It's it can be a helpful thing to know these things. Another problem is being an empath that you suck up all that energy of other people, which also is one reason why you like to be alone too, because you need to withdraw and you need to pull back and quit soaking up other people's energy and re ground yourself to back to your reality. It's a wonderful superpower, and it's also a very fucked up superpower at the same time. It's good and bad. It's pluses and minuses. But it is what it is. It's the universe. Just universe is a very complicated thing. It is very different than you're taught in school. Let's just put it that way. The universe is alive. It you're manifesting all this shit. You know what I mean? You're when you realize how much you're manifesting your reality, it'll blow your damn mind. But be very careful how you manifest and what you manifest because I've learned the hard way that you can literally manifest anything. Anything. And you can manifest things that are much bigger than you're capable of handling. So be very, very careful about what you manifest, how you manifest it, and you know, just know it's your fault. Um, we're all learning here. You know, today, you know, you're a fuck up. Tomorrow, you'll be a fuck up. The next, you know, 3 weeks from now, you'll fuck up worse than you ever fucked up. We're all fuck ups, but that's okay. You know, we're here to fuck shit up, and we learn from those lessons, and then we go fuck something else up. Excuse my French, but you know, I think that's the best way to say it. Let's see. I want to see some stuff you guys are talking about. Um, Let's see. That's what we're here. Da, 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 da. Don't be an expert cheerleader. Be God's right hand here in 3D. Expert cheerleader. I don't. I don't. I can you imagine me in a as a cheerleader? Now I'll tell you what. Now, when I was in high school, one of my buddies, he was a friend from church, and I remember him telling me, he's like, I'm going to the University of Hawaii. I'm like, oh, cool. That sounds really awesome. He's like, and I'm going to be a cheerleader. I'm like, say what? And I was like, well, that's one of the gayest things I've heard in a while. But he was a genius. I didn't realize he was a genius. That was a genius move, genius level move on the part of a college age young man. Genius level. That's all I'm gonna say. Genius. Cheerleader. Yeah, life is a lesson. It's one crazy ass lesson, and it's lesson after lesson after lesson. this the world is I've seen so much change in the last 15 years of people's um, consciousness. We're the, I'm seeing things now um, on in the mainstream, coming from the mainstream, that were very unheard of, very esoteric, very not talked about, very taboo subjects, conspiratorial kind of thing. I mean, anything that was, there are so many things that are coming to the surface at this point. It's unreal. But the masses are still asleep. So that's dumbfounding. So I don't know. I don't know when this great awakening is going to happen. In 2008, I swore up and down that shit was going to hit the fan in 2008. I just knew it. I told everybody I knew that they were going to collapse the economy in January 2008. I said they're going to collapse the economy this year. Everybody thought I was crazy because, see, I had never knew anything about politics or financials, stock market, any of that shit. That coming from me, that was like, Pee Wee Herman giving you the stock report. It was like, are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck do you know about stocks and bonds and gold and politics? And you don't know shit. Well, I didn't know shit, but I learned very fucking quickly. And I told people they were going to collapse the economy in 2008. They called me crazy. And then in October 2008, y'all remember what happened? They collapsed the economy. However, where I fucked up is that I didn't realize that they were going to fakely prop up the economy. I had no idea. I thought they were going to let it collapse our civilization and send us back to the fucking Stone Age. But they didn't. They propped it up, and it's still being propped up today, y'all. It's a fake economy. None of this shit's real. I know y'all. A lot of y'all think there's, well, the economies, but no, the economy has never recovered from 2008 financial crash. It never ever recovered. It is all fake. All they have, it's like fucking Jenga, y'all. All they got to do is pull one little thing and the whole thing comes crumbling down. But when they're going to do that is the unknown thing. I have no idea. I learned in 2008 not to predict anything. I did predict the stock market crash in January 2008, and people told me I was crazy, even though I was right. But I did think they were going to pull the whole rug out from under us, and I was wrong. They put a fake rug under us, and we still sit on it today like it's real, and it's not. And one day, at some point, and I have no idea what they're waiting on, I really don't, they're going to, you know, pull the rug out, Jenga motherfuckers, and it's going to be over. But that's a good thing because, see, in order to heal, in order to fix, in order to transcend this civilization of fuckingness that we have created, it has to collapse. And at that point, okay, we can recreate a new world of abundance and love and whatever we want to create that is good, because a bunch of shit tards got in control. They've been in control for thousands of years. This is y'all. This is not recent. This has been. They've been trying to do, like, get the control for thousands of years. This thing goes way back. The Illuminati is just the just where the damn tip of the spear went through the fucking fabric, y'all. Okay, that's this shit's been going on a long fucking time. Okay, it goes all the way back. Okay, all the way back. So, but it's okay. People have to lose everything in order to gain everything. There is enough for everyone on this planet. There is more than enough for everyone on this planet. We are not overpopulated. We we are we, we can double, triple, quadruple, cajillion, triple, whatever. Who fucking cares? It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. There is abundance for everybody. But we got to get the shit tards out of power, out of control, in order to make things better. And it's going to be painful, but it's going to be like ripping off the Band-Aid. It's going to suck ass, but it's okay. You go through it, and then, a lot of people won't make it, but mainly it's going to be the dumb motherfuckers. The motherfuckers that, that don't have any idea it's coming. The motherfuckers that didn't put anything back. What do you if if the grid went down today, if the grid went down today, how would you survive? Have you thought about that? Have you really thought about that? And stop this bug out shit. These little, we got to get a bug out bag. We're going to have a bug out bag and we're going to run. No, you're not, motherfucker. You're going to be dead. Okay, that bug out shit's for just bullshit. Okay, you better be prepared to wherever you're at. Be prepared to be prepared. Okay, you got to think through. I could write a book on this. Now this this would be a book. How to really prepare, not how to prepare, how to really prepare. First thing is the most important thing you can figure out. The most important thing you can know is, where is your water? Where is your water? Grid's down. Where's your water? Most of you right now cannot tell me where your fucking water is. It's in the tap. It's in the toilet. Where's your water? Where does your water come from? If the grid goes down, the city plumbing stops working, where's your water? Well, we on well water. Okay, where's your water? It's in the well. Okay, how do you get it out? Have you ever pulled water up with a rope and a pulley and a bucket? I have. It's hard. It sucks. Especially if you don't have the right kind of pulley and the right kind of bucket and the right kind of rope. Where's your water at? How do you get to it? How do you filter it? How do you make it potable? Where's your water at? That's the first and utmost thing you should know for what's coming or what's possible. If the shit hits the fan, if the grid goes down tomorrow, where's your water at? Not your food, because you can live a long time without food, y'all. Okay, look into that. You can go a long time without food, but you ain't gonna go very long without water. Where's your water at? Second thing, where's your food at? That's the second thing. Okay. And you're like, well, we got canned food. Okay, that's okay. But you need to rotate that out because it goes bad. Well, we got rice and beans. Have you ever tried to cook beans? Dried beans? Go to the grocery store, buy you a bag of dried beans and try to cook them. Just right now, just try to cook them and see how long that takes. What effort that takes. Okay? How much energy that takes. And when I say energy, I'm not talking about electrical energy, because guess what? Grid's down. How you going to cook rice and beans on fire? You got two options. Build fire. I'll build fire. We'll just cut the furniture up. Well, you're going to run out of furniture, number one. Number two, we'll just get wood from the woods. What woods? Okay, you have woods? Most of you don't have woods. Some of you have woods. Okay, what woods? You're going to go out there and just grab out the dead stuff? How long do you think that's going to last? And then everybody else is doing the same thing. How long is that dead wood going to last? Oh, we'll go cut down a tree. Have you ever cut down a tree? Do you have an axe? Do you have a chainsaw? Oh, it's not cured yet. Don't it take 6 months to cure wood? Ain't going to burn too well. Okay, let me give you the cliff notes here. Go buy yourself a Coleman stove. Okay, and buy big ass propane containers as much as you can and store up propane, because in a grid down situation, you go outside and if you can find enough wood to make a fire to cook your fucking rice and beans, and you start smoking the air up and you got that good old rice and beans wafting up in the air, you know what's going to happen? Somebody going to come and put a shotgun up your ass, and they're going to take your rice and beans because that smells good. Okay? So what I suggest is cooking indoors with propane on a Coleman stove, and then you don't have the smoke issues. Okay? You don't have the light from the fire. You can close off the area. It's a much better idea. Just an idea. There's more. Salt. Stock up on salt. There's a great book out there. I think it's just called Salt. It's on the history of salt. If you've never looked into the history of salt, read about the history of salt. It's fucking fascinating. We take it for granted, y'all. Salt's fucking important. It's a very, very important thing. I don't think we understand salt. Anyways, just a few suggestions for you. I'm not trying to fear porn you. I'm just saying that the reality is that in order to get through what's coming, you need to be prepared mentally, you know, and you need to have, you know, be prepared. You don't have to prepare for the for a long period. If you can get through the first 6 to 9 months, you should be all right. Because this is the sad reality: is most people will die within the first 6 to 9 months. Matter of fact, the most most people will die within the first few weeks, because in a grid down situation, there's going to be no groceries, no gas, no energy. Okay, their refrigerators will quit working. They'll eat like kings for a week. Then they'll go to the canned foods, and then there'll be nothing. And at that point, they'll be killing everything in sight. And then when that stops working, they'll start stealing. And once they get done stealing everything, they're going to start killing, okay, each other. And that's just the sad reality of it. So don't be that. Don't be that guy. Don't be that sad, sap that's trying to feed his children because he's too stupid to go to the store now and buy, some rice. And here's another suggestion. If you're going to buy rice, don't. Yes, you can get that, big bags of 100-pound rice and all, and that's fine. But get that fucking instant rice shit, that the stuff that takes 5 minutes to cook. You boil some water, you put it in it. Hell, you can even, heat up some water and put it in. You can even leave it overnight in water and it'd be ready to go next morning. I don't know. Keep it simple, stupid. Buy a bunch of peanut butter. Peanut butter lasts a long time. Peanut butter will keep you fucking alive. But get through the first 6 to 9 months and save up seeds. You got to start somewhere. And then, people work it out from there. There's not going to be a lot left after that because most people are asleep and dumb. So just let them rip each other's heads off, and once they're done with their bullshit, then we'll emerge and start over, and we'll make it better, and we'll be awake, and there will be help. If you know your history, you'll know that there is people that come at the right times through history in the times of tribulation and when needed, and they help. You'll see it in the histories from around the world, and where civilization has collapsed, and then these people miraculously come around and show them how to farm and show them how to start again. So don't worry about that. Just get through the first 6 to 9 months, and see what happens after that. And I don't know when this is going to happen. This ain't no Phoenix event here. This is a cyclical thing. Humanity tries again and again to screw it all up. It's, we're, we're a bunch of fuck ups. And we create these civilizations over and over again, and they get very large and very decadent and out of control. And people, at the top, they get all crazy. They start doing wacky shit. Been to Hollywood lately, and then they fall. We're a civilization in collapse, in free fall. We've gone off the cliff, even though it feels like we're still flying, and Walmart's still open and McDonald's has still got the drive-through going. But we're we're off the precipice and we're collapsing. Okay, we're already in free fall, but we're too stupid to know it. But it's okay. Hakuna Matata, motherfuckers. It's all good. This is what's got to happen. That you got to rip the lattes from you know, the people's hands. It's got to be taken from them, and it's okay. It's all good. Our society is fucked, and you know it. I know it. We all know it. It's fucked. The internet is one of the worst creations man has ever made. It is a social experiment of the worst kind. It I think it is the biggest shit show on earth right now. Absolute shit show. People are so goddamn fake and ridiculous. It's it's unbelievable. I love that channel Clown World. It literally is Clown World. It's all fake, man. So it's just the opposite of the Hell Matrix. Oh, how's everybody doing? So yeah, AI is um I don't even know what to say about AI. I have seen things um in AI that are you, you I don't think a lot of you understand how dangerous AI is, but I think you will soon. AI is the possibilities with AI are they're we're in big fucking trouble, y'all. Um, the things that you can do with AI now, you don't want to know. You're gonna know eventually, but you don't want to know things I've seen. You don't you the technology that's coming. That's the technology that's it's not coming. It's already here. It's just that people are just now figuring out how to utilize it and use it to manipulate our world. It is very, very, very dangerous. It's very scary. I'm not. It's not. The transhumanists they want to they want everybody to become a fucking robot. That's fucking ridiculous. That's the dumbest one of the dumbest fucking ideas they've ever come up with. It's totally retarded. They're absolute retards to think like that. Um, that's not what worries me. That is just a that doesn't worry me. But what can be done with audio and video, people are gonna you're not gonna know what the fuck you're looking at. You you're not going to know what you're not going to have a clue what you're looking at. Matter of fact, you probably already don't know what the fuck you're looking at. We don't we the stuff like the stuff on the news. You don't you have you think green screen is bad? I don't even shit. I think they're well past green screen. I think that I think that yeah. Don't trust any of it. As above, so below. So below as above. Yep. Hello, Dennis Menace. It's yeah, that the talking about the can't tell the difference between cat and a dog. That stuff doesn't bother me. That's not the. It's what they can create. They can they can make anyone look like and sound like anyone. Audio, video, pictures, video. It doesn't matter. They can make me look and sound like Britney Spears. I mean, it just doesn't even, and it's very powerful. They can age progress you older, younger, any they can you just whatever they want to do now. It's and these people with I see these people with the giving their children's cell phones and maybe it's because I'm older. I am. I'm 50. I'm halfway to elderly, but the idea of a child having a cell phone to me is insanity. Absolute insanity. I see these kids with these cell phones all the time, and it's don't do that. That you don't. It is you are literally putting in that child's hands a piece of technology that can destroy their life in so many ways that you've never even dreamt of. It is absolutely terrifying what can be done with a cell phone. So, but I know most of you go, oh, all my kids have 15 iPhones and in every color. Why? What? Well, we have to be able to get in touch with them. The fuck you talking about? We didn't have my first. I had my first cell phone. Um, Damn, that's a good question. I didn't have the first cell phone I had was for work in like 97 or 8, and it was a bag phone, and you couldn't take it outside the truck. It was in the truck. It was a if you know what a bag phone is, it was about yay big. It was like a on a with a cord. Hateful thing. That was my first cell phone, and I didn't have. And I had then for work. I would have. They would issue flip phones, and then it was Nextels, and but I didn't have my own personal cell phone until probably 2001 or two. I mean, so we got along. We had we communicated. We communicated just fine. You got to understand, I came up before email, before fax machines, before when I was little, we all we had was the phone. We didn't have the fax machine. Well, at least it wasn't. You didn't have fax machines. They might big businesses might have had. You didn't have computers when I was little, you know. And but I mean, we still communicated. I was listening to somebody the other day, and they were talking about how in the world we um how we all knew the same thing. Like we all had the same it was like we we all knew to go in when the lights came on. But how did we know that? Like everybody at that time knew that kids go home when the lights come on. But it's not like they had a public service announcement and said all kids must go home when the lights come on. But everybody knew. Everybody that was what you did. And then we weren't we didn't stay in the house. If we were in the house during the day, it was like, what the hell are you doing in this house? You better be going to the bathroom. You stay outside. You come in for lunch, but you don't stay in the house. What are you doing watching TV? No. Get outside and play. You stayed. You did things. You went out. You went out of the house. You went outside. You know what I mean? It just was a different time, but my God, it was a better time. So much better. I don't know. It was when computers first came in. I remember my first buddy that got a Atari 2600. And he had the game Pong. Pong. Anyways, I mean it was the worst video game ever, but it was awesome. It was fucking awesome. It was fucking funny. Bling, bling, bling. I mean, it was fucking awesome. Tank. I mean, just simple, stupid fucking games. They were amazing. But even then, we weren't allowed to play, but a little bit. I don't know. Point is that this everybody having a cell phone now is terrifying. And the kids know how to use the cell phones better than the parents. So if you think you're going to regulate, I'm going to regulate my child. I'm going to watch what sites they're using for and who they're communicating. No, you're not. No, you're not. They've done figured out how to loophole your ass. They know how to cover that shit up. If you think you're monitoring your child's usage on a cell phone, you're a fucking idiot. Excuse my French, but you're a dumbass. Okay? You have no idea what these kids are capable of. They have ways that they're freaking Bill Gates is like, how are they doing that? These kids are smart and they're getting smarter all the damn time. You've given them the keys to the kingdom and they've run off with them. Locked their ass out. I'm getting old, I guess. I must be because this pure crazy talk, I guess. To me, it's just absolute insanity to allow young people to have this opportunity to. I mean, I think computers are a good thing. I really do. But I mean, I don't think that I think that computers should be I don't know, not just in a common place, but I mean, you I don't know. You got to having the private access to any kind of the internet is fucked. It'll go away. It's gonna it's this shit is not gonna last. Our society has gone too far, too fast in the last several hundred years, and it's not coming back. I'm just asking you guys to prepare for it. Anyways, the point of all this tonight has been that I am releasing for the first time digitized versions of my personal notebooks. I've released volume 1, volume 2. I have thousands of more pages to digitize. It's going to take me damn near forever. Hopefully not. The link is in the description. Feel free to ask any questions. Keep your opinions. Your opinions on my notes. I don't really care about your opinions on my notes. These are my notes. Your opinion is not required. My handwriting is chicken scratch. I'm sorry for that, but I never intended to, present this to the world. But these are important to me, and I'm sharing them with you. And I hope that you find something. I don't know what. You may find nothing. You may be like, oh, that's a bunch of swill. Why would he put that out? Maybe you'll find something, maybe you won't. But I'll keep them coming. I'll let you know when I put a new volume out. And we'll move forward from there. And we'll do some mud flood soon. I'm gonna try tomorrow, depending on how my day goes tomorrow. I'm a little under the gun right now. I've got a lot to do by the end of the month for a party for the boss. That he's having a party, and he wants a lot of things done for the party. So I'm trying my best to get these things worked out. So I need to focus on that, but I also want to do some mudding research, because I enjoy that very much. So I will be back to do that as soon as possible. Yes, TV is dead. TV is absolutely, just take the TV, throw it out. I don't remember last time I watched actual TV. I have no idea, no clue. Could not begin to even remotely tell you the last time I watched TV. I don't know. But anyways, TV is it is very bad. But I hope you can find something in these notes that will help you, or maybe help someone you know. This is for people that are awakening. This is not people for just anybody. If you got the attention span of a gnat, go watch, I don't know, something else, because it ain't gonna be for you. Go read something else. This is for people that are really looking, really searching, looking for that deep esoterics, looking for very really interesting answers, different perspectives of the world we live in. And I hope you enjoy, and leave your comments, questions, and I will see where we can go with this. And I hope you enjoy. Anyways, I'll see you soon. Love, Beags.
Say woof again! Say woof again!
I've got one that can see.
It's a mystery! It's a mystery wrapped in a riddle inside an enigma! Don't you get it?
Welcome to the underground.
This is my kung fu, and it is strong.
See you later.